2 years ago, you were trying to work around some issues on your offense. At Spencer, you knew what you had there at quarterback, but there were still issues, all sorts of them. The one thing you could rely on was your defense. And that got you through.
You talking about Jim's last 2 years, or even last year?
2 years ago, his last year with you.
We played pretty good on defense last year.
Yeah.
But the Jim's last 2 years, yes.
But if that's sort of the prototype for you, knowing what you have on defense and being able to lean on and rely on defense, no matter what the situation is on offense, that was an ideal situation for you, right?
Yeah, offense is a bonus. I mean, I'm an offensive guy, but I've transitioned years ago that when your defense is solid and you can count on a consistent game, there's going to be times there's good defenses that don't play like they're supposed to, right? Just look across the country. But when you can rely on them being consistent throughout the season, then offense becomes a bonus. And that's why we're heavy in the scholarship area defensively 5 years ago or 6 years ago, whenever we did that. And that's helped us some. And it affects your offense. But we were willing to do that to be consistent on defense.
So translating that to your current situation where, again, you've got questions on offense that are pretty obvious. Right now, how good do you feel about relying on your defense to carry you
I don't
through?
know. It's too early. I'll know a lot more in 3 or 4 weeks. But I'm pleased with what they've done up to this point. And so we talked about being able to rush the ball early in the game. And I think, and I'll go back to that, and then I'll come to this. Some people get a misconception of rushing being yardage per game, because we don't. There was 2 weeks ago, there was 6 plays less a game with this new clock. I think now it's 8.5 plays less a game. There's fewer plays in the game. Your yardage totals aren't going to be as much, and defenses are more willing to let you throw a little bit than rush the ball effectively. Some of the stuff that we've seen, and so getting around that 4 to 4.5 yard average per carry is going to be more important than saying they need to rush for 150 yards in this game. We need to do that. Like, I don't want to go in front of the team and say, hey, if we don't run for 150 yards in this game, it's going to be hard to win. Well, that might not be true. They might be in an overloaded box and playing a lot of man. We might have to throw for 350. So it's more of the 4 to 4.5 yards per carry. Okay, and then when you go back to the defensive side of it, it's the consistency that we need to improve in there is the tackling early in the game. We didn't tackle very good out there in Tempe early in the game, and then we did tackle better later. We have a plan for that. We're going to tackle in practice this week again, and hopefully we get a little better each week. And I said that last week. I thought we got a little better out there tackling, but we still need to get better. The only way to do it is to do it this week in practice. The only way I know to do it.
Yeah, and I don't know if you'll ever have a defense like that again.
Like
2 years ago.
I hope so. I don't know. That one was ranked top 2 or 3 in the country at the end of the year. I don't know what it was ranked, but we'll see. But if you can get relatively close to that, you'll be in pretty good shape.
That's what I'm wondering, if you have a sense of that they have to.
Not yet. I don't. Not yet. Yeah. It'll be interesting as we develop in Brian's defense and our defense now, and some odd front, some even front. Right. If we try to recruit to specifics that can help us, that's what we did with Coach Knowles. Is we sat down, and Jim was really, really, really smart. We sat down and just looked and said, this is not any good anymore. This is what we need to do. These are the type of players we need to get, and then you can have at it. And that's what happened, and it worked. Hopefully he'll do it again.
2 weeks in, is Brian Nardo's defense where you want it to be at?
No, I mean, it's going to take time. I mean, these guys are still learning it's a layered defense, and they're still learning it. What I said when he first took over is it took us 3 years with Jim, right? I hope it doesn't take 3 years with him. I don't think it will, but it's going to take a little time.